Your shadow is now solid. Your body blocks the light. That's the rule. The space behind you is empty. It's just an absence. A flat silhouette. But now, it isn't. Now, your shadow isn't just a shape. It has substance. It has mass. It is a two-dimensional object with three-dimensional weight. You're reading this in a lit room. Look down. See that dark patch stretching from your feet? It's not empty. It's a solid pane of pure, lightless matter. And it's attached to you. Here's the thing. You don't feel it yet. It rests on the floor like spilled ink. It has no friction. It's perfectly slippery. But it's also perfectly rigid. It cannot compress. It cannot bend. You try to take a step forward. Your foot moves. Your shadow does not. Your heel grinds against the unyielding surface of your own silhouette. It's like trying to walk on a sheet of glass glued to the floor. Your ankle torques. Ligaments shear. You don't trip. You're stopped. Completely. Your shadow is an anchor. Physics just handed you a parasite made of darkness. Let's talk about the geometry. Your shadow is a projection. It's the outline of your body, painted onto whatever surface is behind you. But now, that outline is real. It's a perfect, razor-thin slice of absolute black, fused to that surface. Stand against a wall? Your shadow is a plaque, a bas-relief of you, stamped into the drywall. Lie on your side on the grass? Your shadow is a solid cutout of your profile, embedded in the soil. It is a perfect negative, a cookie-cutter stamp of you, made permanent wherever light fails to touch. This is where the body horror starts. Not with monsters. With furniture. You sit in a chair. Your shadow is cast on the chair's back. It fuses. Instantly. You are now physically bonded to the chair by a plate of shadow material. You cannot stand up. You are pinned. You need to pee. Too bad. You are part of the chair. Someone would have to cut the shadow out of the chair with a chisel to free you. Now imagine sleeping. You roll onto your side. Your shadow is cast on the bedsheet. It fuses to the fabric. You wake up fused to your own bed. Your arm is asleep. Permanently. You'd need to cut the sheet, and the shadow with it, just to get up for a glass of water. Your kitchen window wouldn't just break. The sound of the fridge door opening would cast your shadow on the tile, gluing your feet to the floor as you reached for the shemen. Milk. But the real problem isn't stillness. It's motion. Walk down a sunlit street. With every step, your shadow slams into the ground behind you. It doesn't drag. It impacts. It's like having a suitcase you can't lift hitting the pavement with every footfall. Your spine jolts. Your knees buckle. After one block, your vertebrae are pulverized. Run. Your shadow would strike the ground like a blacksmith's hammer. It would shatter concrete. It would shatter you. Your shadow isn't following you. It's colliding with the world, and you are the handle. Now scale it up. Every tree in a forest casts a solid shadow. The forest floor becomes a jagged, impossible terrain of interlocking black blades. Nothing can move. Nothing can grow. Every building casts a permanent, immovable foundation of darkness. Skyscrapers are locked in place by their own footprints. Cities become frozen sculptures. But that's just the start. Let me throw something at you. Your shadow has mass. What's its density? Let's be generous. Let's say it's like balsa wood. Incredibly light. Now, calculate the surface area of the average human shadow. Maybe 1 square meter. A 1 meter square of balsa wood, 1 molecule thick, weighs nothing. But your shadow isn't 1 molecule thick. It's a two-dimensional object. It has no thickness. In our universe, that means its density is either 0 or infinite. Physics picks infinite. Your shadow has infinite density. Infinite mass. The moment this starts, the infinite mass of your shadow, fused to the floor, exerts infinite gravity. You, and the spot of floor you're standing on, are immediately crushed into a singularity. You become a black hole. So does everyone else. That's the boring answer. The thermodynamically correct, universe-ending answer. Let's ignore it. Let's cheat. Let's say the mass is just a lot. Say your shadow weighs as much as you do. A perfect, weightless copy of you, made of darkness, now glued to the ground. You are now effectively twice your mass. Your heart fails immediately. It's designed to pump blood for one body, not two. Your bones, your muscles, your tendons, they are all supporting a phantom twin anchored behind you. You collapse. Your rib cage cannot expand. Your shadow is a solid plate against your back. Your diaphragm spasms. You suffocate, not from lack of air, from lack of space to breathe. Now zoom out. Civilization. The architecture of avoidance begins at dawn. People don't leave their houses. They can't. The moment morning light hits a window, shadows are cast inside. Furniture fuses to floors. People fuse to chairs. The only safe space is total darkness. Basements, bunkers, underground tunnels. Daytime becomes a prison sentence. Night is the only time you can move. But even then, you need absolute darkness. A single candle, a flashlight, a sliver of moonlight. Any light source creates new shadows. And those shadows are solid. Light a match to see. Your shadow appears on the wall behind you. It's now part of the wall. You are trapped again. Society fractures along a new axis, light access. The wealthy don't buy brighter lights. They buy less light. They buy perfect, controllable darkness. Blackout smart glass becomes the most valuable material on Earth. The middle class lives in dim, red-lit caverns, moving slowly to avoid casting definitive shapes. The poor are stuck in the sun, literally. They can't afford to black out their windows. They become permanent fixtures of their own homes, fused to their beds by the morning sun, waiting for nightfall like statues. The market for light inverts. Darkness is the currency. Then the infrastructure fails. Power plants need light to function. Control rooms, monitors, maintenance crews. Solar panels are now suicide plates, casting vast, solid shadows that lock the mechanisms in place. Wind turbines cast spinning, scything shadows that would fuse to the air, an impossible paradox that seizes the machinery solid. Everything grinds to a halt. Permanent night is the goal, but you can't achieve it without light to see what you're doing. It's a paradox that collapses civilization. And then, the last firelit circle. Imagine the final human community. Deep in a cave. A single, tiny fire in the center. They keep their backs to the cave wall. They move with slow, ritual precision, ensuring their shadows are always cast safely onto the rough, unimportant rock behind them. They don't gesture. They don't stand up quickly. A sudden move could cast a shadow across a neighbor, fusing them together. They are rigid. They are careful. They are terrified of their own silhouettes. The fire isn't for warmth. It's for survival-grade darkness management. The ritual smoke circle wasn't just a party. It was infrastructure. But even that fails. Because fire flickers. The log shifts. The light jumps. Someone's shadow suddenly stretches across the cave floor. It solidifies. It fuses their feet to the stone. They are stuck. The community has a choice. Leave them there. Or try to cut the shadow, a substance of unknown hardness, out of the bedrock, in the dark, without casting more shadows. It was unavoidable. It was constant. It was the end of motion. The end of touch. The end of any action that wasn't meticulously, perfectly planned to avoid creating a shape that light could not touch. In the end, the only safe way to exist is to be a perfect sphere, under perfectly uniform light, from all directions at once. No shadows. No shape. No you. The logical conclusion of a solid shadow isn't an apocalypse. It's a slow, meticulous erasure of every possible form. Life becomes geometry. And geometry, without the grace of an occasional shadow, is just a prison. If you enjoyed this, like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.